So in today's lecture, we are going to see a next element in Johnson method of optimum design with normal specification is the pressure vessel. So a problem, a thin spherical pressure vessel is subjected to an internal pressure of 5 Newton per mm square, that is 5 megapascal. The internal pressure, that is Pi, is given, and it is given as 5 Newton per mm square. If the mass of empty vessel, it should not be exceed 150 kg. So there is limitation of mass of empty vessel such that the mass of empty vessel should not be exceed 150 kg. If the factor of safety based on yield strength is 2, so factor of safety is given, which is based on yield tensile strength, and it is given as 2. So design a pressure vessel with objective, that is the objective of this optimum design is maximizing the gas storage capacity, or we can say we have to maximize the volume storage capacity or gas storage capacity of the pressure vessel out of following material. So these materials are given. So there are 4 materials that are given. So first material is alloy steel. The tensile strength is given and mass density is given, that is rho and SYT. SYT is given in Newton per mm square, that is megapascal, and mass density is given in kg per meter cube. So this is alloy steel. Then next one is second material, that is aluminum steel, titanium alloy, aluminum alloy, titanium alloy, and magnesium alloy. So these 4 materials are given. The SYT for these 4 materials are 450, 150, 800, 100, and mass density is 7800, 2800, 4500, and 180. So this is the problem, that is optimum design of pressure vessel based on Johnson method of optimum design for normal specification. Now, next is the solution of this problem. So the first point is given data. So we have given an internal pressure Pi, and that value is 5 Newton per mm square. So in meter square, it is 5 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per meter square. Then the maximum mass is given, that is M maximum. Maximum mass, it should not be greater than 150 kg. So maximum mass, it is 150 kg, and factor of safety is given as 2. Now let the V, that is volume or gas storage capacity of the spherical vessel. So the pressure vessel is given, which is spherical vessel, and the gas storage capacity of that spherical vessel, it is given or denoted by V, and the unit is meter cube. Next, D is the diameter of spherical vessel, T is the wall thickness, and M, that is capital M, is the mass of empty vessel, and M max is the maximum allowable mass, which is 150 kg. So this is mass of empty vessel, and it is maximum mass. Next, rho is mass density of the vessel material, which is in kg per meter cube. Pi is the internal pressure. NF is the factor of safety. Sigma T is your tensile stress induced in vessel, and SYT, it is tensile strength of vessel material in Newton per meter square. So our next aim, that is our main aim, is to maximize the volume storage capacity. We have to maximize the volume storage capacity. So the primary design equation. So first step is we have to write a primary design equation, that is PD. Now in the problem, the most significant functional requirement parameter is given. Now undesirable effect parameter still, So we have to minimize that undesirable effect parameter. But in case of functional requirement parameter, we have to maximize the functional requirement parameter. So in problem, the objective is given, that is we have to maximize the gas storage capacity, and this volume or gas storage capacity, it is most significant functional requirement parameter. So the most significant functional requirement parameter and which is to be maximized is the gas storage capacity of the vessel. Now for spherical vessel, volume or gas storage capacity, the volume is given by pi by 6 d cube. This is the volume storage capacity or gas storage capacity of the spherical vessel. So this is the volume of sphere, that is pi by 6 d cube. So this is your primary design equation. Now next step, we have to write a subsidiary design equation, that is SDE, subsidiary design equation. We have to write the subsidiary design equation, that is SDE. So the mass of empty vessel, the equation for mass of empty vessel, we can write as, now mass is nothing but the area into thickness. For example, there is vessel, so it is surface area into thickness into mass density. So mass is nothing but the volume into density. So volume of spherical vessel we can determine by using surface area of vessel at mean diameter into thickness. So this is the equation of mass. So the mass of spherical vessel, it is given by surface area into thickness into mass density. So we can write this mass m as the surface area. So surface area is pi d square. It is surface area. Now this is the thickness T, that is thickness of vessel, and rho is your mass density. So this is the first subsidiary design equation. Again, there is tensile stress is produced in case of spherical vessel, and this tensile stress produced in case of spherical vessel induced in vessel wall, it is given by sigma t, that is tensile stress. But in case of spherical vessel, both circumferential stress or tangential stress and axial stress both are same. So the design for spherical vessel is based on the maximum stress, and that maximum stress, it is both are same, so it is given by pi d upon 4t. So this is the stress equation in case of spherical vessel, that is pi into d upon 4t. So this equation number 2 and equation number 3, they both are subsidiary design equation. Now our next step, so we have write primary design equation, we have write subsidiary design equation. Next, our next equation, that is nothing but the limit equation. So the first limit equation, that is the mass. So mass is should not be exceed 150 kg. So m, it should be less than or equal to maximum mass, that is given as 150 kg. And your tensile stress, it should not be greater than SYT upon factor of safety. So sigma t, it should be less than or equals to SYT upon factor of safety, that is SYT upon NF. So these are the two limit equation, that is m, that is mass should not be greater than or equals to maximum mass, that is 150 kg, and your tensile stress, that is stress induced in the vessel, it should not be greater than or equals to the ultimate tensile yield tensile strength upon factor of safety. Now this is the primary design equation, subsidiary design equation, and limit equation. Now the next step in the problem, it is classification of parameters. So that are functional requirement, undesirable effect, geometrical parameters, and material parameter. Now rho and SYT, these are the two material parameter which are given in the material table. Then internal pressure and factor of safety. It is functional requirement parameter. That is, pressure is also a functional requirement parameter and factor of safety is also functional requirement. But both factors are specified. Again, there is another functional requirement parameter, that is volume or gas storage capacity, but it's not specified also, or it is not limited also. It is unspecified, unlimited. Then undesirable effect parameter, these are mass and the sigma t. So these are the undesirable and both are limited, mass and sigma t. And there are two geometrical parameter, that is d and t, that is the mean diameter or diameter of the vessel and thickness of the vessel. So this is the classification of parameters. Now, next important term or next step in case of optimum design, it is we have to combine SD with primary design equation. So there is only one unspecified unlimited parameter, and that is diameter in primary, whereas there are two subsidiary design equations, each containing the unspecified unlimited parameter, both having parameter t and d. So first two SD, that is equation number 2 and 3, are combined together so as to eliminate the unspecified unlimited parameter t. So we have to limit that parameter. So we have to multiply equation number 2 with equation number 3. So both equation, that is mass equation, it is multiplied with tensile stress equation. So mass is given by surface area, that is pi d square into thickness t into rho, into sigma t is given by pi into d upon 40. Now from that tt gets cancelled, so that parameter, that is unspecified unlimited parameter t, is eliminated. Now we get mass into sigma t is pi by 4 into pi d cube into rho. Now again we have to eliminate second parameter, that is diameter. Now in case of primary design equation, our primary design equation, that is pi by 6 d cube. Now in this developed primary design develops while combining the subsidiary design equation, there is a term of d cube. So we have to put this d cube term in this primary design equation, that is pi by 6 d cube. So this is the value of d cube, pi by 6 d cube. So value of d cube is 4, it is in numerator, and other this pi and rho, these are the in denominator. So your equation becomes pi by 6 4 m sigma t upon pi into rho. So if we simplify this, then we get the developed primary design equation after combining all subsidiary design equation, that is 2 by 3 m. So it is 2 and this is 3. So 2 by 3. So the developed primary design equation is 2 by 3 m into sigma t upon pi into rho. So this is developed primary design equation after combining both subsidiary equation. Now next step is we have to combine limit equation with primary design equation. So our next step is we have to combine limit equation with primary design equation. Now in this developed primary design equation, in equation 5, it is seen that effect of both limit equation, that is equation A and B, can be included in developed primary design equation. So this is the case of normal specification. So next step is we have to combine limit equation with the primary design. Now in this step, we have to include effects of all limit equations. So there are two limit equation. So in that developed primary equation, volume is directly proportional to the mass of the vessel. So hence, we have to maximize the volume. So the parameter m, it should be maximum because volume is directly proportional to the mass. So hence, for maximizing the volume storage capacity, the mass of vessel should be maximum. That is, we have to keep it at upper limit, that is m maximum. Similarly, from that equation 5, it is seen that volume is also directly proportional to the sigma t. So hence, for maximizing V, the parameter sigma t, it should be kept at upper limit, and that value, that is SYT upon factor of safety, it should be maximum. So we have to put the value of m as m max and sigma t as SYT upon factor of safety, that is NF. So we are putting this two value in equation number 5. So we get, now our equation is 2 by 3. Now m, the value of m is replaced by m maximum, and into sigma t is replaced by SYT upon factor of safety. And P and rho both are same, that is Pi into rho. So we get 2 by 3. Now the known values are maximum mass, Pi and NF, and the material selection factor is SYT upon rho. So this is our material selection factor. So put the values that are given in the problem. So 2 by 3 into maximum mass is 150. Then Pi is 5 into 10 raised to 6 and factor of safety is 2. So we get volume storage capacity as 10 into 10 raised to 6, and this SYT upon rho, it is your material selection factor. So this is your sixth step. Now next step is the material selection. Next step is material selection. So the material are given: alloy steel, aluminum alloy, titanium alloy, magnesium alloy. Again, SYT is given. So we have to convert that Newton per mm square into Newton per meter square. So we have to multiply by 10 raised to 6. Again, mass density, it is given in kg per meter cube. Now material selection factor SYT upon rho. So we have to divide this factor SYT upon rho. So we get that factor, material selection factor. For first material, it is 57,692.3. For second material, 53,571.43. For third material, titanium alloy, it is 177,777.78. And for magnesium alloy, it is 5 times 5.56. So in that, now we have to increase the volume storage capacity. So for increasing volume storage capacity or maximizing volume storage capacity, the material selection factor, it should be maximum. So the maximum material selection factor, it is of titanium alloy. So the material selected is titanium alloy with material selection factor SYT upon rho, it is 5 times 7.78. Now next step, we have to determine the eliminated parameter. So we have eliminated two parameters, that is, first we have eliminated thickness and second we have eliminated the diameter. So for that we require two equations. So first equation is your mass equation, that is m max is equals to pi d square into t into rho. So this is mass equation. So maximum mass is 150 pi d square into t into 4500. From that we can find out a d square into t term. So this is the first equation. Now again we have second subsidiary equation, that is sigma t is equals to pi di upon 4t. Now again the value of sigma t is SYT upon factor of safety. Now we have selected a material, that is titanium alloy. For that titanium alloy, the SYT is 800. So 800 into 10 raised to 6 upon 2. Then Pi is 5 into 10 raised to 6 into d upon 14. Now from that we get d by t is equals to 320. Now, from this equation 1 and 2, we can find out the value of d and t. So, this value of d and t we can find. So, put the value of equation, so multiply equation 1 and 2. So, we get d square t into d by t is equals to 0.016061 into 320. So, from that tt get cancelled, we get value of d cube. So, d cube is 3.3952. So, the value of d is 1.503 meter. Now we have to convert in mm. So the value of diameter is 1503 mm. Again, the d by t is equals to 320. So we have to put the value of d, and from that we can find out the value of t. So the value of t is 4.7 mm. Now the last, that is nothing but we have to find out the maximum gas storage capacity. So the maximum gas storage capacity, it is given by V is equals to 10 into 10 raised to 6, and this material selection factor, and this material selection factor is 1 5 times 7.78. So after calculation we get the maximum gas storage capacity, that is volume, it is 1.7778 meter cube. So this is the volume storage capacity of the